Well, welcome to Shakedown Zone. I've got all the news, notes, and opinions from the world of racing just for you this week. All right, we are down to only 2 races left before we crown our new champion. But before we did that, we had some business to attend to at the Texas Motor Speedway for the AAA Texas 500. We start with this furious action that is a 5-hour rain delay. Luckily, they have lights in Texas and a big old TV named Big Haas to light up the track, so we were getting this one in one way or another on Sunday night. The caution would fly on lap 144 when Paul Menard in the 27 goes spinning, but the chaser affected would be Kyle Busch in the M&M's 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing, who had to come in for a hole in the nose of the car. The crew boys threw some Alabama chrome on her and got her back out quick. But it was not a great night for Austin Dillon in the 3 car. On lap 255, somebody didn't listen to his spotter and he wasn't clear of the 23 car of David Reagan. Dillon would go for a spin, but save it, although things didn't get much better for him on the night. The 3 car would slide up in front of Kevin Harvick in the 4 car. Honestly, Dillon, you should have known not to do that. Harvick gives Dillon a little tappy tap. Tap, 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 woo, and sends him slamming into the outside wall. The pole sitter's night would be done, and their team wasn't too happy with Happy Harvick.
Yeah, he flat out wrecked it, man. It's right down that number. We're going to Phoenix next week. He's going to have to win. We don't. That's crazy, man.
And with the rain coming in again on the night, Carl Edwards would take advantage of some pit road strategy to stay out late in the race. With 41 laps to go, the skies would open up, and Carl Edwards is heading to Homestead to contend for his first championship. Let's hear from the Texas winner.
I think it's really high up there for me. We did a good job. I felt like we worked hard in practice. We spent a little bit of time last night discussing what we were going to do. Dave actually ran me off from his bus. Told me that no other driver was arguing with their crew chief about.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. I can't remember what I asked. Somebody pointed out that I was probably the only one wearing his crew chief out at that moment. But
and it paid off. You won.
Yeah, right. So, I left. But so I don't know what you asked me. But where does it rank? Yeah, I feel like this is what we needed to do, and we were able to do it, and there's a lot of pride in that. I mean, this sport is so tough to be able to do something like this and to run the way we did tonight when we need to, and the pit crew to perform the way they did. That's really great. I think it's a testament to the team Coach Gibbs has put together.
And that's 2 winners that we know for sure are heading to Homestead Miami Speedway for the Ford EcoBoost 400 to contend for the Sprint Cup, but let's see who still has a fighting chance at it. Kurt Busch with a 20th place finish in Texas is the least likely to advance at the bottom of the standings with his points. Although Carl's points aren't great, that doesn't matter because he's a winner, gets a chicken dinner, and gets to move on. Kevin Harvick has a lot of points to make up if he's going to go for a second title. Denny had a top 10 finish and sits right on the current cutoff line. By points, these are the rest of the standings, but we know that Jimmy and Carl are the only 2 for sure headed to Miami with a chance to bring home the hardware. And here are the scenarios for everyone else to advance. Of course, any of them win, and it's an automatic place in the championship. However, Joey Logano and Kyle Busch are the only 2 that can move on with a 2nd or 3rd place finish, which would lock them in on points should none of the other chasers win. Kenseth, Hamlin, Harvick, and Busch need a win in order to advance. It's that simple, right? All they got to do is win. Now we head to Phoenix for a full weekend of chase races. Friday, we kick off the triple header chase weekend with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and the Lucas Oil 150. That's going to be a late race for you East Coasters. It's at 10 p.m. on FS1. On Saturday, we have the Xfinity Series and the Ticket Galaxy 200 on NBCSN at 7:30. And on Sunday, we have the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series and the Can-Am 500 on NBC at 2:30. Now, before we go, here's 2 things you definitely need to see before we head into the race weekend. The first is the present that the Texas Motor Speedway gave to Tony Stewart on his retirement tour. Yeah, that's a big old bobblehead. They do things big in Texas. They gave Tony a big bobblehead of himself as a retirement gift. And then Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s fiance, Amy Reinman, tweeted out this photo of NASCAR's most popular driver getting pulled over for, of course, speeding on Sunday. Dale was only tagged with a warning from the officer, who I'm sure now has the best story ever. Hey, Al, I pulled over Dale Earnhardt Jr. Asked on Twitter how fast he was going, Earnhardt responded, not fast enough. All right, that's going to do it for Shakedown Zone this week. Don't forget to check us out on social media so you can tell me why I was wrong on everything I just said. You can find us out on Facebook and Instagram at Shakedown Zone and on Twitter at Shakedown Zone, Shakedown_Zone to interact with us. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye and take care.